Hey guys, it's Troy here, and you know what I like being able to do? I like being able to cross something off from my wish list. I do actually keep a wish list on my computer, and something that's been on my wish list for several years now, I get to actually cross off my list. Been looking at these. Conway Stewart. You know, I was at a pen show, and I was able to actually talk to a particular vendor, and they had one of these. A Conway Stewart Churchill model sitting on their table. And I looked at it and got a chance to see it, touch it, and go, wow, that is one beautiful looking pen. And this is not the exact color that I had seen there, but it's still along the same lines, and it's the same size and the same performance. So I jumped at it when I got a chance to see this at an awesome price. I went ahead and got it. You know, previously I had owned a Conway Stewart, just one. Conway Stewart's been around a long time, and they are an English brand. And here it was, at the time, a ubiquitous Conway Stewart 75. And it's actually a very good performing little raspberry marbled celluloid pen. And I got a chance to play with this and use it. But this was a modern pen, and it's one that I had seen that I, like I said, really wanted. 2014 is when this particular model was produced. I found this on PatentStreetPens.com, and it was listed as lightly used. And I gotta be honest, I doubt it's seen ink other than for the demonstration. Either that or it was cleaned up really well. So it came in this presentation box. So I got a great big old package with this cardboard presentation box. Nothing special about the outside of the box. All it is branded with the Conway Stewart name. You open it up, and what do you see? You see a nice, you see a nice leatherette presentation box that comes in it. Conway Stewart, British luxury pens since 1905. So obviously they have been around over a century. So let's go ahead and open this baby up and get it out. And I'll show you what came in is my new, one of my favorite pens thus far. So you've got this nice presentation box hinged on the back, latched on the front. Let me go ahead and open it up. And when you open it, I'll turn this around to make it a little easier. That pen was sitting right there. This is what came in the box. You've got a nice little manual that comes with it. You've got a polishing cloth for that particular pen. It actually comes with a little book, Collection in Wit, Wit and Wisdom by Winston Churchill, as part of the presentation kit. There was a bottle of ink. I did not use this particular ink actually when I went to go fill it. I decided I didn't really want, I think it's a greenish ink, not one that I really wanted to use. I filled it instead with a Monteverde Midnight Black, since I wanted to use black, because it comes with this particular black. It's Excalibur is what they call that black, and it's got that red vein all the way through it, and you can see that it's got some really nice imprint on this particular pen. It is an acrylic pen, it is oversized, and it does have a sterling silver trim. So here at the tail, here around the cap band, here at the top of the cap, and on the clip, that's all sterling silver. Let's see what else. Let's see, it's got a flexible medium 18 karat nib. It does say medium on that nib. I'll show you better pictures of all that. It is a cartridge converter filled with a nice little screw-in converter. And yes, I inked myself. And at the top you've got these nice little striations, or these little ribs around the top of that cap, and you get a nice little domed finial and a flat bottom as it tapers down. So I'll be showing you this pen in a little more detail, but the other thing that it came with is actually a Honduran Churchill style cigar. There is actually a cigar still in it. I do not smoke them. Don Ramos is the brand name, so this sticks and stays. I don't know what I'm going to do with that particular cigar, quite honestly. Not since I don't smoke cigars. I've never smoked anything in my life, period. Let's see, I don't know if a friend of mine may end up with it or just keep it with a set. Not really sure. So, anyway, let's show you more about this particular pen. Now, one of the things about this particular pen, it is a limited edition, and you can see on that imprint, this particular one is pen number 3 out of 100. Only 100 of these were made of the Excalibur, and this happens to be number 3 out of that 100. So, kind of like that. They did have some really good pictures online of this particular pen, and it did kind of do the pen justice. I kind of like the shimmer of some of that gray or silver tone in that pen on the acrylic, and I like the red veins in it. So though it's not the color that I had seen at the pen show, I actually liked it, and I knew it was going to be similar to what I had seen, what I had been able to touch. The size, I liked it a lot. It was oversized. I knew what to expect when I ordered this particular pen, having seen it, so I knew it was going to fit well in my hand, and I was kind of excited for it. So let's see how this Conway Stewart writes, and I've been using it a lot. I mean, I've been using it to write letters. I've gone through at least 3 different fills with this particular pen. This made in England masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Does it post? Yes, very nicely and securely. However, it's really big, back-weighted, and heavy, and it's almost like holding a baseball bat. You really don't want to do that. But just looking at that beautiful two-tone nib, wait until you see the performance of this. It was everything that I was hoping it would be. Like I said, having seen it and touched it and played with it at a pen show, I had high expectations, and I was not disappointed whatsoever. So, let's go ahead and do a little writing with it. So a Conway Stewart. It's a Churchill. Conway Stewart Churchill with an 18 karat gold nib. The pattern on this particular nib is called this particular pen is the Excalibur for the acrylic. Very smooth. Yes, you're going to hear some feedback on this Clairefontaine pad. That's one thing about writing with this particular pad. Even though it's got a lot more feedback than on some of the other paper that I've got, it is a little different from Rhodia, and it writes fairly well on regular old notepad paper as well, but it is a very wet writer when you use it on that kind of paper too. But let's look at some of the flex on it. I said it was a semi-flex nib. You can get some nice good line variation. It does have some spring to it, but it's great nib. Fantastic nib. Actually, it's one of the better nibs on a modern pen that I've had altogether. Really happy with this pen. It glides across the page. It has been everything that I had hoped it would be. My little limited edition Conway Stewart Churchill. Definitely at the top of my list. Normally when I first saw these pens at a pen show, and I've seen them online, these were upwards of $1,000, $1,000 to $1,200 for these, and I saw one that was closer to $2,000, depending upon how it was made, its construction materials. This particular Excalibur acrylic, you know, it was, I've seen it go for close to $1,000 for the and that, keep in mind, that includes the presentation box, the ink, the cigar, the whole 9 yards of the effect of the limited edition presentation. But I managed to get this for significantly less than that. I wasn't going to pay that kind of money for the Conway Stewart. Though I knew it was going to be quality, I certainly was on the lookout for a good deal. I ran across this one and I said, yeah, that's a good enough deal for me to invest in and add it to my collection. And I have not been disappointed, and I don't regret this purchase at all. Even though, it's still a hefty price for it, it was still something that was well worth having. If you're a collector like me, it was definitely a great modern pen that I've added and has become one of my absolute favorites.